Hello and welcome to my Flosstube video number 9. Today is April the 11th and it's around 7 o'clock in the morning. My name is Lizzie. Welcome or welcome back if you've been here before. Thank you to those of you that have subscribed to my channel and welcome if you're a new viewer to my videos. I predominantly make videos about cross stitch because that's my main hobby. I might mention other crafts, but to be quite honest, I don't have time for other crafts at the moment because everything is cross stitch orientated. So let's start. It's been a while since I've last made a video. My new job has been totally manic, and to be fair, I've had time to make videos. I just have always felt torn between making videos or going to the gym or walking the dogs or actually doing some cross stitch. So I've chosen not to make the videos recently because I've been quite torn, and I always think that people shouldn't feel bad about not making videos for Flosstube, and that, you know, when you do it, it should be when it feels right. And I've been planning to make one today because I've got the day off work today. I hope everybody had a lovely Easter. I had a lovely Easter, spend time with my mum and my husband. My daughter wanted to go back to uni the day before Easter. The other daughter was at her dad's anyway. And so we just had a lovely day, the three of us, watching films and watching rugby. But my company that I work for actually has an extended Easter break and takes the 11th off as well, the day after, so Easter Tuesday, I suppose it were, and which you don't hear me complaining about, so it makes it a very short week this week at work, which is going to be lovely. So I was planning to make a video today, so I thought, well, last week I thought, oh, I could make one, then I thought, no, just hang on, you'll have a bit more to show. And I wasn't wrong, I do. Now, if you hear any snuffling, A, I've got a bit of a snuffly nose this morning, and B, I've got the dog asleep just here on the chair next to me. I'm sat in the same place. I've just turned by 90 degrees, which is why I'm wrinkling like this, because the sun's up there somewhere. But because the clock's changed since I last made my video, facing that way into the room, you get like major shadow on this side of my face. So here I am. I'm facing the window this time, and so it all feels a bit twisted, but there we are. You just get to see some nice tractor photos. Well, they're not even photos, I think they're drawings. Isn't it odd how you can just go by them every day and don't even realise what they are? They're drawings of tractors. My husband is tractor mad, at the age of what he is. So, should we start talking about stitching? I have a start and a finish. Well, a start, a finish, and fully finished object. I've got some starts and I've got a couple of whips to show you. I have a friend who has a birthday soon, and I know she watches this channel, so I've had to keep this one a secret, which is another reason why I haven't been making videos. I may be seeing her later, and I am seeing her later, and I can get this gifted before the video goes live. So here is Creative Minds Are Rarely Tidy by Stitch Rovia. I loved stitching this, and that back stitch was fine. It's just beautiful, and I hope it's well received by the recipient. Or I can even just about turn it there. Put it in a gold frame I got from an antique shop. No, it wasn't, it was from a charity shop, and it was only a couple of pounds, which I love. I love getting frames from charity shops. And at the back I've just this was like a bottle bag. Somebody gave me a bottle of something at Christmas in, and I've just cut it up and taped it over, and it can just stand on the side and have an idea where it could go in her house, or we can put some hooks and eyes into it if it wants to be hung. So yeah, I'm going to gift that later, and I'm excited about that. So that's my start and my finish and my fully finished. So sorry, yeah, Stitch Rovia, and I stitched it on this Sparkly's 32 count opalescent, and I think it's called Gingerbread. I don't know if you can see the sparkle in the fabric, but I got that fabric at the Floss Friends retreat last year. Somebody was selling it off as a de-stash, and I grabbed it because it was a huge piece, and it's made that look gorgeous, I think. Proud of that. I am. Okay, other starts. I'll save that one till the end of my starts. I've been hosting, I'm just grabbing my tablet, hold on, some stitching socials for Caterpillar Cross Stitch again, and they went really well. I think I did 3, like I normally do. They went really well, and I'm just looking up to find the charts because I've actually binned the packaging, and I want to show you what it's going to look like when it's finished, but without showing you obviously the actual chart, because that would be somewhat fairly illegal. Not illegal so much as, no, it's just wrong, isn't it, to share charts if they're you know. So Caterpillar Cross Stitch have gone to a lot of work to get the, oops, no, wrong picture, to get the chart designed, etc, packaged. Anyway, I'm babbling because I was looking for this. So this was the chart for the stitch along, and so it was a bakery themed. I think I need to either sit to I'm holding it there so you see less of the rubbish behind me. A bakery theme, so it was the stitch was the sort of like frontage of a bakery shop, and I was hosting, so I didn't actually get much done. Of the 3 stitching social events, I did this much, which is the top shelf of the bakery. I've even done the shelf, you can see that little shelf there, and that's as far as I've got. It's it came as a kit. Sally very kindly gave the stitching social hosts a kit each, and I'm looking forward to finishing that. It's on 14, no it's not, it's on, yeah, is it? Yeah, it's on 14 count Ada, which makes it perfect for beginners and for stitching while you're chatting on the internet, on Zoom meetings and things. The colours are divine. They all come on, it's a Caterpillar design, so they all come on pre-sorted thread holders, and you get your needle, you get your chart, you get a little how-to, and I love it. So there we are, that's a start. Looking forward to finishing that at some point. Another start of mine is this. It's going to be looking like this. It's another Stitch Rovia pattern, but it's sold, it was sold as a box by Cotton and Twine Cross Stitch. They're subscription boxes. Enjoy all the little things in life, which I think is a message everybody needs to know, because it's what makes life more pleasurable. Enjoy the little things, and the big things are so much better. But if you don't enjoy the little things, you're constantly striving for the big things, and I think the impact is less. I think I'm babbling, bear with me. I have another cup of tea. I'm trying to stop drinking coffee because I don't think it does my headaches or my heartburn any good. Now, I'm stitching this rather than on the white Zweigart they give you in the kits. They give, you know, again, similar to Caterpillar, it comes with all the threads. Different design, Caterpillars are wound round and round and round. This is how Cotton and Twine boxes have their threads. I much prefer this because I can either just pull them from there or put them onto floss drops, and they're already like cut to the right length, or at least I think it's the right length. And this is how far I've got. I'm stitching it, let me tell you that before I forget, on a piece of fabric by Stitch Bunny Shop. It's hand dyed Ada. It's 14 count, which seems to be my go-to at the moment if I'm stitching on Ada, which is brilliant because, yeah, just is. It's called Full Fun. It's 14 count Ada, and it's a test piece, so it apparently has marks, blemishes, but I can't see them for looking. And there we are. Enjoy all the little things in life. That's as far as I've got. So I've got some blooms, some flowers, a couple of bumblebees, and a fair bit of back stitching. But I've made great progress on this. And I think, so the top flower is a sunflower, which I love. I love sunflowers, but I might turn it into a daisy because I think the contrast would be better on this fabric, the white leaves with a yellow centre rather than yellow leaves with a brown centre. Let me know what you think, whether I should do that or whether I should stick to a yellow flower, yellow sunflower. But yeah, so that was that's a joy to stitch, if I'm honest, because A, it's Stitch Rovia and her patterns are a joy to stitch, and B, it's on 14 counts, which is nice and easy. Don't need any magnification. I can keep my glasses on. You name it, it's a joy. It's a joy. Excuse me, sticking my tongue out. That's what I do when I'm concentrating, apparently. Next new start. I'm saving my best, well, not my best, they're all my best, but my favourite new start, which is very nearly a new start and finish. And I stayed up so late. Anyway, I'll tell you about that in a minute. So my next new start is this behemoth. It's Chromatic Dragon, large, of course. Why do a full coverage if you're not going to go large? I ask myself sometimes that very question. So the artwork is by Gudrun Hall and it's a Pain-Free Crafts licensed product. Now I called her Sybil because I see dragons and I just think of the Monty Python Faulty Towers sketch where Basil has placed a bet, but he doesn't want his wife Sybil to know about it, and he's placed a bet on a horse called Dragonfly. And then Mrs. Faulty, Sybil Faulty, is asking Polly, because Polly says she placed the bet on the horse that won. It's a very convoluted story. And Mrs. Faulty asks Polly what the name of the horse was. So Mr. Faulty stood behind Mrs. Faulty, behind her back, making all these gestures, and he's pointing at Mrs. Faulty as in the word dragon and then fly. But I just, now whenever I see a dragon picture, I think, oh look, there's Sybil. So here is Sybil. Oh, you want to see how far I've got? We're doing it, there's lots of us doing it as a stitch along on Instagram. If you want to join in, do. It's good chat in the Stitchy group. I'm stitching it 1/1 on 32 count. So I've done a fair bit of teeny tiny stitching. Most of this is black 310 and 939 blue, but yesterday I did these two, what are going to be her tusks, horns. So I think I'm up here. So I did the start of this one and the start of this one, just to add something that wasn't 310 or 939 to the mix. This is my floss drop. It's by Jessica Stitching. I was about to show you her business card, which I still will. That's her logo, but it hasn't got her details on as how to access her. But she's on Instagram, she's on Etsy, Jessica Stitching. She makes the best needle minders, the best floss drops. And that's my needle minder there. I love it because it's dinky, and I stitched this in a, I think it's a 5-inch hoop, sprung hoop. So that little needle minder is just I keep moving it because it's behind the record button, but you won't see the record button, so I could just leave it there. You won't. So yeah, that's little, and it goes, as you can see, that's the size of my hoop, and that's perfect size for the piece. And I stitch on a full coverage. I actually have 2 needle minders. I have this one on my work that I put my needle on, and then another one on my light frame, which is normally here. I had to move it because it was in the way of the what you can see, and that has a bigger needle minder on, the needle minder from Pain Free Crafts. It comes with the kit, and I'm just wondering where that is, if I can find it. Yes, I can. Let me just show it to you. Turn it up the right way. So there's Sybil again, and I just used this needle minder as a thick needle holder. So when I'm pulling threads off, oh sorry, because when you get a Pain Free Crafts kit, all the threads come like this. And when I'm pulling threads off, I like to use a thicker needle so that I don't bend my teeny tiny one that I'm using to do the actual stitching, which keeps it nice and straight and unharmed. Sorry, I was just putting that away there. So that's Sybil. And then, so right, this is why I stayed up late last night, which is probably why I'm a bit tired, even though it's gone 7 this morning. Oh, mind you, I'm always tired, aren't I? Those of you that know me know I'm always tired, regardless of when I went to bed. So I stayed up an hour and a half past my bedtime last night. Husband was snoring by the time I got up there because I wanted to get finished, and I didn't. My new start, and this is called Pisanki. It's by Yasmin's Made with Love. I think I've got a thing about her patterns. I love them all. She's just released 2 more. Summer Blooms, I think it's called. I love it. And a new folk bird. I'm going to have to stitch all of her folk bird series because they're gorgeous, 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 gorgeous. But yes, I saw this and I wanted to stitch it on red fabric, and so I ordered some on Etsy from River Hut Designs. Now, that's the thing about shopping online, is you don't really get to see the true colour. It all depends on their camera and your screen and the brightness of your screen and all sorts of things. I'm not mad that this isn't red. It's more pink than red, but it wasn't what I was buying, if that makes sense. I quite like it, and I'm glad I bought 2 pieces, but it's just not what I thought I was getting. I think that's the safest way of saying it. The fabric is by River Hut Designs. Wondering where the little bag anyway. It's 14 count Ada, hand dyed. Ta-da! So these are the first of the 3. Do you reckon YouTube will give me this as a shot? Of the first 3 Pisanki that I have finished, these 3, and I've got pictures of these on my Instagram, which is this Mrs. Fisher _stitches. And then last night I was working desperately hard to finish the 4th, and I got to this point and thought, I can't go on. So I need to do some back stitch on her wing, and there's 3 green and green, like these leaves here, 2 shades of green. Oops. You see, it's 3 leaves there, and then these are done, and I do have a finish in mind, and I think I might try and get that done this afternoon. But yeah, I absolutely adore this. I've been working on it. I did Good Friday, Easter Saturday, that way around, Easter Saturday, Easter Sunday, and I was desperately trying to finish this yesterday, and I said, wouldn't it be lovely if I got finished on Easter Monday to my husband? He was like, finish on what? I've been sat here stitching and he hasn't even noticed. So I could just sit here and stitch for him and he wouldn't, not have to worry about hiding anything. He would not notice. He would not care. But yeah, so there we are. Those are my 4 Pasanki as they are at the moment, and then hopefully next video I will show you how I finished them. I've got my finishing supplies and I'm very excited about my thing. Yaz made a video on how to finish those into little window pillows, so I'm going to do a variation on the theme and you will see if it works on my next video, hopefully. That's a big if. I do love tea. I do love tea. So what else have I stitched on? Sorry, I'm going to open this zip up. I don't know if there's a massive change on this since you last saw it. This is Reaching Skyward. Let's see if I can find a picture of it. By your favourite designer and mine, Jacob from Modern Folk Embroidery. And this is what it's going to look like one day. And it's a sal, so let's see where we should be at for April. That's March, April. Okay, so April, we should be down to here. So all of that bit. That takes us to the end of April. I can guess that you can guess that I'm not down there yet. But I have made progress. I have been stitching on it. I've lost my piece of cardboard. Ah, it's underneath my Pasanki. I don't know if I'm saying that right. I'm really sorry if I'm not. It's all scrumpled up because I keep it in a tiny bag. So I'm stitching this on pole stitch. No. Yes, pole stitches heirloom. And I've got down as far as that shelf on the one side. And I've taken this edge down and I've done the shelf. So I'm in a good place to make a severe whack of progress on it. Haven't done masses. I've been doing it at work, to be honest, and then I forget I own it. Because this little, that's where those scissors have gone. I've been looking for these. I adore Kelmscott scissors. So I've got this pair, and I may have just buried a pair when I moved my lamp because, oh no, here they are. And I've got this pair and I love it. I love them. They're just adorable. They are my favourite scissors. So tiny, so joyful. At least I know where they are now. So they live in this little bag that I made with Reaching Skyward. Maybe I'll do some more on that. Something else I've done some more on, but it might not show it to you, is Walkway Monochrome, which will look, bear with me, sorry about this, which I'm stitching in DMC. No, I'm not. No, I'm not. I'm not stitching in DMC. I'm so sorry. I am stitching it, this is what happens when I do more than one thing at once, in Roxy Flosstube. Sorry, dog, I dropped my tablet on him. I've got an awful lot of this. Don't tell the husband. Roxy Flosstube Creme Brulee, because I think, well, let me show you the chart, what the chart's going to look like. So that's the chart, and I can't enlarge it. Now I've dropped my floss on the floor. Too many things at once. So the chart is like cathedral cloisters, which reminds me of a very dear family friend who passed away years and years ago now, over 20 years ago. But you don't forget, do you? And I thought this looks quite sandstony, I think I said limestone in my last video. No, it doesn't. Limestone is a completely different colour. This is quite sandstony, so, and the variation is like the variation you find in stone. So where am I at with it? I've bought masses because the pattern is like 96,000 stitches. Even 1/1 it calls for a lot of thread. I am, I think, 800 odd stitches into it now. Oops, wrong button. Sorry about that. Back. Press. So yeah, I've done 806 stitches, which is 0.87%. Oh, on my chromatic dragon, on Sybil, I've done 0.95% on her, which is 1,983 stitches. So she's over 209,000 stitches, so I've got a little way to go with her. So, but this is over 90,000 stitches, and this is where I'm at. Another Jess Get Stitching needle minder, and I've done a fair whack. Again, 1/1 on 32 counts with obviously one thread because it's 1/1, and it's Roxy Flossco thread. I adore sitting and doing the teeny tiny stitches. I need to get my serger out and serge this. Can you see how frayed it's getting? Because again, I keep it in a teeny tiny bag for teeny tiny stitches. Show you again. I just love the effect of the that word, and I think it's going to be gorgeous when it's done. So I've got 3 projects. Ros Clark Crafts made a hashtag on her last video, but I can't remember what it is. But the premise, so why are you telling us then? The premise is that you stitch it. You've got projects that you stitch for your 50th, in your 50th year, before you're 50. This is one of my before I'm 50. I want to finish it, so I'm 44. So I've got 6 years to finish this. This is another that I would like to finish before I'm 50. And Oak King, which you've seen on other videos, I don't have the chart to hand, but it's another full coverage. I would like to get the 3 of them finished by the time I'm 50. If we do a quick bit of mental maths, we've got 209,000 stitches plus 90,000, over 90,000 stitches. So let's say that's 300,000 stitches. And Oak King's 196,000. 496, let's say 500,000, 500,000 stitches in the next 6 years. I can't do 500,000 divided by 6. I should be able to, but I can't. That's quite a lot of stitches to get done in the next 5 years. But I'm excited by it. You know, I looked up the pattern on my pattern keeper to show you what it's going to look like. I could have just done this, because most of my projects now, I've made these little key rings to go on the zippers or whatever, so that when I've got all my charts, all my project bags in the little bookcase thing that's just here, that you're actually sat on today, I can see what things are, so I choose to stitch them a bit more. So there, that's what it looks like. I need to print one off actually and laminate it. I'm laughing because I broke our laminator doing it, so I'll need to laminate it at work and take my laminating pouch in and just use the laminator and hope, pray and cross my fingers that it doesn't mangle it. But if I do one for this, I might pull Reaching Skyward out a bit more, as long as I don't kill the laminator at work. There's brown thread everywhere. Okay, last whip that I've worked on. I've touched quite a lot of projects in the last, what was it, been a month maybe? My last whip that I've worked on is this one. It's in the February, it used to roll off the tongue, February issue of Cross Stitcher magazine. It's the one with the cover that looks like that. And it is Snowdrop Cottage. Now my friend Fiona has overtaken me. Not that it's a race, and I keep saying to her it's not a race, but she has overtaken me. She's just done this border down here. She started way after me, but she is a prolific speed stitcher. I don't know how she gets so speedy. I know how she gets so speedy. She doesn't have 103 projects. I think I've only got 35 on the go at once, and she tends to stitch a bit more monogamously than I do. And I'm okay with that because I stitch on things when I want to stitch on them. So, when you last saw this, my piece of cardboard's not big enough. That's a shame, isn't it? Oh, yes, it is. That's perfect, in fact. That's why I haven't done any more stitching, so that I can show you how perfect it is. I think when you last saw this, oh, I'll just show it to you, shall I? Look, isn't it gorgeous? I really need to get on with it because spring is here now. Isn't it just gorgeous? So I've made changes. I've changed out the chickens for dogs. This is my dog Richie who's snoring next to me. That's my dog Gibbs who's snoring on the sofa. And there's my little pussycat Ruby who's upstairs. Lovely cat. She woke me up this morning by vomiting on the carpet. Actually, it wasn't on the carpet, it was on one of my favourite hoodies. I love my cat. She's sharp, she's old and grumpy, and she wakes me up by vomiting. But we had the best cuddles. Anyway, I've changed this out. This had two crocus, these stems going into one crocus flower in the middle. So I had stems coming up on each side going into one flower in the middle. I couldn't cope with that because it just jolted in my head. So I stitched 1/1 2023. So I really do need to finish it this year. I'm not overly impressed with my 1/1 stitching, if I'm honest, and I wasn't when I was doing it, and I wish I'd gone back and just changed it. I don't know if it'll focus. Because it's not 1/1, that's why. It's 2/1, and it's really bulky, and I should have changed it to be 1/1. Lesson learnt. Lesson learnt. This is actually going to be quite a useful piece. Oh, I just thought of something else I've worked on. I'll show you next time. This will be quite a good piece for lunch breaks now because I've just got to fill in this border. And at work I get varying lengths of lunch breaks. I get very confused. I get a certain amount of time some days and a certain amount of time other days because I finish at different times. Like tomorrow I finish at 4, which is quite nice. So my glasses are falling down my nose, aren't they? I must look like a sight. This is me, not on a not work day. No makeup, barely brushed my hair, and to be fair, I only did that because I was going to make a video. But I have walked dogs since, so it probably looks like I've been dragged through a hedge backwards. There was no hedge dragging, but you know, wind and all that. So yeah, look again, there's my little tag. I've also got in here this one, but that's still on the naughty step because I miscounted. Yeah, so that is all my works in progresses. What a lot. I did touch on something else, but it was literally one thread put in, so I'm not going to bother showing you that today. Which leads us swiftly on to purchases. Since I saw you last, I've probably purchased, I know I have purchased far too much and shouldn't have done. Bad, Lizzie. I'm just trying to think if there's anything that you haven't seen that I can access easily. So I've got this needle minder. Oops, that brown thread that I want to keep because I'm not sure what it's from, but it might be useful. Can you see that? So that's the Coronation needle minder from Lakeside Needlecrafts. Now, I'm not overly royal. I was upset when the Queen died. She was like a good figure in my life. I I don't know what my opinions are about the royal family that I'd like to share, but I do like marking things in my history, and this is a nice little memento of what will be hopefully a lovely weekend in May. So I've bought that. That's from Lakeside. You had to sort of pre-order. They said pre-order, but I mean they came fairly soon afterwards. So it obviously wasn't a pre-order for how many to make. I don't know. Anyway, so I bought that. My friend Fiona gave me another needle minder for my birthday, which I love. This is by Travai Stitch Kits. I've kept it on there so I could remember to show you. I've shown you my Jess Gets Stitching needle minder. I mean, Jess, if you're in the world, looking for thread rings and magnets. If you're looking for floss drops, I think I've bought these since I last saw you. Jess Gets Stitching makes the best floss drops. Look at these beauties. I love these colours, the black and the purple and the green. And they're such a gorgeous shape. She put extra holes in these. This was a set she had on Etsy, and I asked her if she could drill extra holes in, because I like her sets with the extra holes. This was like, these were, I know I haven't shown you. I have got another start. These were her, can't think. Floss drops of the month, like a mystery thing. Drops of the month. These two, I mean, it came as a big kit. They're in what I'm about to show you. And these I bought ages ago, which I've mingled in. I love them, by the way. I love them. With what I'm about to show you. Bear with me. I will get it out and I will show you. Hold on. Pause. I do have another new start, and I completely forgot, and I don't know how very rude. So yeah, it was my birthday, and my mum bought me this kit from Bothy Threads. Now my mum bought me this kit because I loved it, and she asked me to order what I wanted and gave me the money. So I bought this kit, but mum paid for it. My daughter knows I love giraffes, and she bought me, I think it's in the dishwasher at the moment, a mug with this Rendell design on it. Artwork by Hannah Dale, is it? Yeah. She bought me a mug with this on, and I said there's a stitch kit for that. And my mum was here and said, well, you know, you could get that for your birthday, couldn't you? So I did, and I started it. And then I did 300 stitches on my birthday, and then I ripped it back to about 85, because I imported the chart into Pattern Keeper, so I know that's how many I did. Now, which way up am I doing this? I normally do it with the Zweigart at the bottom, but I think this time round I've done it there. So it's not the biggest start in the world. Let's be honest, I forgot it existed. But it's a start, and I can't wait to have it finished. But then I can't wait to have any of my pieces finished, which is why none of them get any progress, because I see things and I want it and I can't wait for it to be finished, and then I forget they exist because I have a lot of projects. So yeah, that was a new start as well. Sorry, I missed that out in the new start section. I do have a couple of purchases that I'd quite like to share with you, that I intend to start, maybe not as soon as I was planning on, having just realised that I have too many, because I actually forgot that I own things. I'm just looking them up because they're electronic charts. Bear with me, caller, because I have too many charts that we have a, what was it called? There's one. This is by Heartstring Samplery, and I thought it was quite apt given my degree. Oh yeah, I graduated. That was exciting. I did the whole hat. This is N is for Nerve by Heartstring Samplery. That was their charity pattern, and I love it. So yeah, I graduated 2 weeks ago, a week and a bit ago. Hat, gown, hood, very exciting. The nerves didn't hit till I was sat in the church, and then even then it wasn't too bad because there was a lot of talking before they got to giving out the, you know, to going across the stage bit. Then when I stood up, I was like, I'm really nervous. And just hearing my name, I was just, it was so exciting. Bless the lady. So when you graduate, you have to hire, or you can buy, but I hired, because let's be honest, who's made of money? Your gown and your hat and everything. And the lady dressing me, she was so lovely. They sort of dress you, as it were. They help you put your gown on and get your hat sorted and make sure your hat's the right size. And when she tried to put the hat on my head, I just burst into tears. So I have been waiting for that moment for so long. It just was too much. Fortunately, I had my daughter with me and my best friends from the course, Sarah, and they sort of helped me compose myself. And that was the only time I cried during the day. It was great. May have cried a lot the next day, but because my feet were so sore from wearing heels all day. And my shirt. I went shopping the day before my graduation. I'm blabbering now. Let me look for this pattern while I'm talking. I went shopping the day before the graduation with my daughter to buy her a dress to wear because she hadn't bought anything from uni, and to be honest, I haven't treated her enough anyway recently because oh no, that is what I want to press. I haven't treated her enough anyway recently because she just doesn't ask for things, and so you can't buy it for her if she's not going to ask for it. Anyhow, I'm blathering. So we went shopping and we were in Fat Face, and I saw this top and it had cross stitch on, and I was like, I need to wear that tomorrow. So I was going to wear a dress and like it was like greens and pinks and purples. Sounds bizarre, like jade green and emeraldy this shade of purple, and it was going to be great. And then I saw this top and I was like, so I wore that with my suit trousers and it was great. I love that top. Maybe one day I'll wear it in a cross stitch video so you can see. If not, I think I've got graduation pictures on my Instagram. Probably haven't got a picture on my grid actually, so it'll all have been in my stories. Maybe I'll pop one on the grid. Why was I talking about that? Maybe just something else I've done. Couldn't find the picture I wanted to show you, which is a shame because I'll have to find it when I start it and print it off. That's not a bad idea. But basically, actually I might be able to find it if I go onto Etsy. I want to show you because I just love it and it's quite good. Etsy. I think I bought it from Etsy. This is where I didn't buy it from Etsy. Oh yes, I did. Purchases. It's called Heart Sampler. PDF cross stitch pattern. No, I don't want to do that right now. Here we go. This is it. I love it. I love it. I love it. I love it. Now it is by Bad Vibes Only Shop. Their shop. Here we are. They're from Ottawa in Canada. Bad Vibes Only. And they've got some great patterns on there. Yeah, so I bought that pattern as a PDF. Just look at it. Isn't it amazing? I love the anatomical heart. I might just do that bit on its own at some point. I'm going to stitch it on this fabric, which is hopefully too big so I can get 2 or 3 projects out of it. It's like a bed sheet. Have I shown you this before? It's 14 count Ada. It's a massive piece. It's by Coffee Craft Fabrics, 30 inches by 38 inches, 14 count. Unfortunately, Coffee Craft doesn't name her fabrics. I'm not even sure that she does regular colours, if you get what I mean. Like people like Fox and Rabbit have colourways that are you know, tried and tested, and if you order pure blue, you're going to get pure blue, or if you order Hobgoblin, you're going to get Hobgoblin. I don't know if Coffee Craft does that, but that is, I'll definitely get that on there, and I think I'll get another piece on there as well, so that's a good purchase, that was. I don't think I've shown you that before, but yeah, I'm excited to see. I'm just excited to start it. I've even ordered threads. Threads are here. I could start it now. I won't. What else have I purchased? I joined just the one Fabric of the Month club, and I think I might change my choice of count for next month or the next time, because this is quite small. This is 32 count. It's Chromatic Alchemy. 32 count even weave I think I went for. You can get 14 count Ada, so maybe I'll go for that. And it's called Purple Haze. It's lush, isn't it? Ooh, what shall I stitch on here? I'm all about purple at the moment. I love purple. Purple is my favourite. I was going to have purple nails for graduation, but they didn't go with that cross stitch top, so I've still got my graduation nails there. So glittery orange. I need to go back to purple. Purple nails make my soul sing. Ooh, I saw this online and had to buy it. So the crinkly crinkle means that it's a Stitch Bunny shop piece of fabric. That's washing it out a bit. It's a bit brighter than that in real life. That's going to make it bluer. It's a gorgeous pink. It's called Pink's Test Piece 2. 14 count plain Ada. And I love it. Don't know what I'm going to stitch on it, but I love it. I'll find something. 2 more things that I've got here to show you. Caterpillar cross stitch kit that I bought after seeing somebody at one of the socials stitched up this, and it looks so beautiful. And what they did was they outlined that lighthouse. It's a lighthouse, Lizzie. They outlined the lighthouse with backstitch, because Caterpillar's USP is that they don't have any backstitch in their charts. They outlined the lighthouse, the little house next to it, the bird and the 2 boats, and left everything else without backstitch. So they outlined the sort of defined features, and it looked amazing. So one day in the summer I will get that stitched up and do the same, I think, because I like it. I liked it when it came out, but not enough to... It's funny, isn't it, when you see a kit but you don't see like the actual thing. Photos don't always do it justice, but then when somebody's holding it and you can see it and it's moving, and it's just like delightful. And then my last thing I want to show you is this magazine I bought yesterday. I went out to buy some fabric to finish off my Pisanki. You know, I got the fabric from a quilting shop that's literally just 3 miles down the road. It's a nightmare. But I also nipped into the, you know, it's bank holiday. I nipped into the sort of antique-y type places that were near there, and had myself a little bit of a wander, a bit of a mooch, and I found myself a China model Dachshund that lives on the windowsill with the other China Dachshunds, or Dachshunds, depending on how you pronounce it. And I bought my husband a tractor, which wasn't anything special. I don't even know if we know where the tractor is anymore. I bought one other thing, a present for my niece, and this. This is a magazine from 1970, so it's 9 years older than me. Cross stitched by Penelope, 1970, and I got it for the whole bargain price of £2.50. But look at this! Aren't they adorable? And inside, it's all black and white, but the charts are the charts, and you know you can do them any colour. I mean, I'm not going to stitch myself a coffee cloth, but the pattern would make a nice border to something. What else is there? Smart table linen. And I love this. Not only is it smart table linen, but it could very effectively be used on a bedspread. Oh, I wish I had time to stitch a bedspread. Mind you, that big bit of Coffee Crafts fabric would probably be big enough to make a bedspread for a cot at least. Pretty aprons. But aren't the designs, you know, as little one-offs or made into a runner or something? They are just gorgeous, I think. I'm not so hung up on that one. But look, look, look. This one's called Bollington. Do I need to cover the chart up when it's like 70 years old? I will. Nice, isn't it? I'm really chuffed with my little... There was only one. I went through... What drew my eye was... there was a Meccano magazine in there, and I was quite taken with the thought of seeing if there was one for my birthday that I could send to my dad. My dad used to do loads of Meccano, but they didn't run much further than my birthday. There were magazines in there from 1950. But wow. But not cross-stitch ones, unfortunately. Sorry, the sun's come out. Can you see that? I'm not going to make an egg cosy. Egg cosy? That's not an egg cosy, that's a tea cosy. Oh, lordy. I think as the sun's coming out, this might be time to call it a day. Sun's coming out and I'm calling tea cozies egg cozies. What I'm trying to say from this little book, I think there's quite some good repeatable patterns that would look really nice on fabric that I have in different colours. Because I've got that dark purple. Those birds stitched on dark purple would be awesome. In fact, I may have just decided something. But yeah, so that's my little bit of, that's a little good find, and they're gorgeous. Oh, and they're not all cross-stitched, those little birds. They've got some other stitches in. Look at their wings. Look at their wings. I think it does tell me what the other stitch is. It's got... I mean, this magazine's got all the... You need Anchor Soft Embroidery, 4 skeins white, 0402. You need Old Glam's Raleigh fabric in scarlet. And white bias binding. And a Millwood gold seal tapestry needle, number 19. Got some Millwood needles on the floor. Only on the floor because they fell off the table a minute ago. But yeah, isn't that lovely? Isn't it lovely? So yeah, that's it. What are my plans for the week? Well, definitely to finish my Pasanki. And I really, really do apologise if that's not how you say it, but that's how I've got it in my head now. Sorry, hold on a minute. Let's just drop the blind down so I can actually... So it's not massively better in that there's still sunlight here, but at least I'm not squinting my face up. So what are my plans? My plans are to stitch a lot, go to work, come home and stitch a lot more, maybe go to the gym. Stitching plans is what you want to know about. Finish my Pasanki. Then I'll probably work on Oak King, because I haven't worked on that for a long time. I think I'll take him off his big frame though, because I think that's what's holding me back. My back's been really quite sore recently, so I'm not able to sit at the table and stitch. I like to sit on the warm cushion that the dog sat on at the moment next to me. And then, should we go for a bit of reaching skyward? And then we'll see where the whim takes me. What am I doing? I'm having a stitchy chat with a friend later. And I think that's about it. I don't think I've got anything exciting planned. Got retreat coming up. I need to pay for Stitch London. Those invoices have come out, so that's what I might do next actually. Transfer the money for Stitch London to make sure that I'm definitely going. I've got a retreat in May coming up, the Floss Friends retreat, which is exciting. I need to have a think about what I'm going to do for my, what's it called, where you swap things over. What's that called? Where you swap. Is it just called a swap? Stitch swap? I thought I had a name. Maybe I should go and drink some coffee. But yeah, I'm going to think about that, maybe start that, but that'll have to be kept secret. Does it have to be kept secret? Anyway, who knows? I've just seen something else I want to start. Having these labels on things is not ideal. I've literally labelled up all my projects, and some of them I haven't even started and they've got labels, and so now it's like, oh, I want to start that really badly. The pattern I showed you last time, Floral Etchings by Hands on Heart in Hand, because it looks like it'd be nice and easy to stitch. What fabric have I put in there for that then? Sorry, if I've got it kitted up and it's in here, it should have a fabric with it. Ah yes, that's a piece of Stitch Bunny that I've shown you. Stitch Bunny shop fabric. Mocha test piece. Oopsie. Don't think that's all the colours, because I think I stole one for something else. So yeah, maybe I'll start that next before I see you again anyway. Just looks like a nice easy stitch, doesn't it? They're really cheeky, these designers. They put one on the back as well. So you go and buy that. That's seasonal etchings. That's quite nice as well. Would make a nice piece next to it. Anyway, have a fantastic till I next see you again. Realistically 2 weeks maybe, although I do have time off at the end of the month, so it might be 3. And have a great time. Be safe, be kind, get lots of stitching done, and I will see you. Oh my gosh, this has nearly been an hour. Thank you if you're still here. Have fun everyone, bye!